And so, they found the whole camp murdered. Their throats were slit, and their skulls were crushed.
Oh, come on. Nice story, Eric.
Fine, don't believe me, but it happened right around here.
Camp Crystal Lake.
Friday the 13th was officially removed from sale on all digital storefronts at the end of 2023, and is supposed to still be functional normally till the end of 2024. We are in the last few months of a game's life. And what a great game it was, and I sure do miss playing it in its heyday. Now, it wasn't all perfect. I'll never forget the day that it launched and the game was just broken and you weren't able to play it on Xbox, but then we learned that there was this neat trick you could do where you could go into like the community post for the game on Xbox and find groups that were looking for a game. So that's how we were able to play until it was patched, and that was a fun little thing, and I made some really great friends doing that I'd play the game with for years. But I've never played an online multiplayer game so much before. This game was one of the true all-time greats to me, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Forest green, quiet, tranquil, a nice place to camp. But when the sun goes down, something stalks the forest.
I'm sure most of us that are really familiar with this game know that this wasn't always a Friday the 13th game. It was originally called Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp, and maybe things would have been better off if it had stayed that way, given what ended up happening, but, we'll never know. But eventually, Sean S. Cunningham got involved, and it became a Friday the 13th asymmetric horror game, and personally, to me, this game is special. It's one of the top games of all time for me. I've tried playing Dead by Daylight and the Texas Chainsaw game that came out recently, and a few other these asymmetric horror type of games, and in my opinion, none of them have been able to capture the same feeling that the Friday the 13th game does. And not to bash Dead by Daylight, but when I played that, I was really struggling to understand, compared to Friday the 13th gameplay as a survivor, I think the gameplay as a survivor in Friday the 13th is 10 times better. It's not even close. The gameplay as a survivor in Dead by Daylight, I personally find to be quite boring and infuriating. Like, you're just repairing those generators. And I get Friday the 13th has a similar thing, but it's like you're repairing cars, you're repairing boats. There's multiple ways to get out of the situation. You're not stuck into just one thing. And when it comes to the maps too, I'm sorry, but I don't think that just stacking random boxes and crates everywhere in random places is good map design. I think it's really just boring and lazy. I love the maps in the Friday the 13th game because, they actually put some thought into them, unlike some other games. But, I was one of those weird Friday the 13th players that loved playing as the survivor or the counselor. And no, it's not because I was terrible at playing Jason. That's definitely not true at all, obviously. But genuinely though, I loved playing as one of the counselors and trying to survive. It was always so much more intense and scary and just so much fun. Especially when you could find a really good group of people to play with and you're all working together to try and survive or escape or kill Jason. It's just by far the most fun I've ever had playing a video game online. It's really special to me. This game, to be honest. But before they removed the game from sale, I went ahead and bought the game on Steam, and I loaded it up today to see how the game was going. How is it playing? Is there still an active community? And even though I played this game for probably well over 100 hours on Xbox, on PC, I hadn't played it all, but I was already at max level, just to show you how good I was at the game. But no, that was something that the devs did, I believe, so that everyone could have everything unlocked, because obviously one day it'll be impossible to unlock anything. But loading into my first match on Steam, it was interesting for sure. I mean, this is what I saw. Yeah, playing on PC seems a little broken. Definitely lots of interesting things going on for sure. You know, but I tried again. And then I tried again. And then I tried again. And the game was just having a hard time running. And yeah, I don't know, there was a few times, because I tried playing quite a few different games, and I felt like there was a few times where the second I would load into the game, I'd be hunted down and killed almost immediately after jumping into a match. So, I don't know, I think if you're going to play this, I wouldn't recommend doing public lobbies. The best thing would be to get some friends together, or make a post on Reddit, or like the community tab or something, and find a group of genuine players that actually want to play and have a good time, because just trying to go into a public match on your own, I would not recommend. But when this game was still alive and well, they did have some really great updates. You know, they added some offline modes, which, as someone that primarily plays like single player games, I love that they added offline modes, and especially now that the game will be taken offline, like it's going to be the only way that we'll be able to play the game. Because I assume all the offline modes will still work, even when they take the game down, like officially. So first we got the virtual cabin, which I remember being really excited about when that first dropped years ago. And I remember I went through, did the whole thing, and then you see, you know, Jason X pop up, you know, the one where he goes into outer space. And it was such a great, like, tease for what's to come in the future, but unfortunately, you know, because of the lawsuits and all the drama behind the scenes, we would never see that actually happen, or the map that was planned to go along with it. Even though I know that some modders have kind of got their hands on it and been able to play it, but it never got an official release. I do, however, enjoy playing the offline bots, even though they are, you know, challenging in a way, for sure.
You cannot die. You can never die.
But I do think this game really succeeds at just having a great atmosphere. I mean, one thing I just absolutely love is just when you're walking through the woods, you know, it just has such a great, like, summer camp in the woods aesthetic and vibe, and I just really love that whole aesthetic to this game. Like, I think it's really great. I think it's really difficult to capture, like, a good forest, if that makes sense, in a game, and I think this game does it, like, really well. And they did add, you know, some really cool, like, challenge modes, and these can be really fun and are the closest thing that we ever got to, like, a single player campaign. But I do wish we were able to get an offline mode, but to play as a counselor, and I imagine that would have been really difficult, but, you know, that was my favorite way to play. You know, so I wish we could have been able to do it, because when this game officially shuts down and isn't playable anymore, my favorite way to play this game will be gone forever. And frankly, nothing has been able to fill the void that this game has left. No multiplayer game has got me, you know, so hooked like this game has. And like I said earlier, just nothing has come close to how this game kind of makes me feel. Like Texas Chainsaw almost got there, but it never hooked me the same way. And I know it's not perfect, but I really love the Friday the 13th game. I got it on Xbox, you know, I got it on Steam now. I even bought the version on Switch. which is kind of funny. The poster that came with that, though, awesome little poster. But I really hope that one day in the future we can get a remaster of this game, or maybe a full-on remake, but something that keeps like the core design of the experience together, because that would be amazing. So how does everyone else feel about this game? You know, what are your thoughts? What are your best memories? Also, I just want to add that my main counselor was Deborah, because my goal was always to escape. I always loved to help, you know, fix the cars, fix the telephone box, fix the boat, and she was by far the best at that. So I just want to give a shout out to all my other Deborah mains out there. We are all the best for sure. But I'm done with my rant and my video, so I hope you guys have a great day.